Your number 3 in there.
Yep, okay. Oh, it's working. Good.
We're going to play the Hope against GNFL promo 1.
And a very good afternoon and welcome to Renault Mallee Motors Game Day, Radio Mama, Radio Geraldton. We're the home of GNFL footy. Glenn Barnden and Peter Firenze about to kick off another season of GNFL footy. And of course, it is round 1 of the Community Bank Geraldton GNFL Premiership season. Doing it today for Red Dust Holdings, and we happen to be at Red Dust Holdings Recreation Ground. The host of the game today, Railways, taking on Chapman Valley, 2 top qualifiers from last year. And in earlier games today, with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Kirralie War, the member for Geraldton, we can tell that Chapman Valley have started the day well. In the Colts, Chapman Valley 6 goals, 15-51, defeated Railways 6-9-45. In the reserves, Chapman Valley came home very quickly in the last quarter. Chapman Valley 5-5-35, defeated Railways 4-7-31. And in the women's game that's just concluded, Chapman Valley, the reigning premier, continued on their merry way. Chapman Valley 10 goals, 6-66, defeated Railways 1 goal straight. So only one game being played in the GNFL today, and a pretty good crowd. Both Railways and Chapman Valley have a very good supporter bases, and they've turned up in beautiful conditions. The recreation ground, looking a picture this today, and the little bit of rain that was around earlier this morning has cleared. The sun is shining. And I'm joined by Peter Firenze. Good afternoon, Peter.
Good afternoon, Glenn. I was trying to look for the windsock, but Railways haven't secured one for this year by the looks of things.
They may have taken it down prior to the cyclone, I was thinking.
Perhaps,
yes.
Perhaps. But I think we've got a slight southerly coming from a southwesterly direction, I think.
Yeah, there seems to be the scoring end is the city end.
Augusta Street end, yes.
Yeah, so that seems to be the scoring end.
Glenn, very excited about the start of the season. Of course, we have said it a lot today, but the Geraldton Guardian really got everyone up and about with their lift out in Friday's Guardian, didn't they?
Yeah, and I think Railways will be very happy with the crowd. They've pulled a fair crowd on the Francis Street wing too, because there's a lot of people there. And
that's the premium seats, Glenn.
They are, and they can listen to Radio Mummy on Radio Geraldton and hear what is going on at the recreation ground. There's a fair bit. And this afternoon, great to see the GNFL umpires out in force. And, of course, this year we'll call them the Sandra Carr MLC GNFL umpires. And 3 very experienced umpires in control today. Robert Bennett, Claire Knight and Theo Bennett. We wish them well and all the GNFL umpires for the season as the teams start going into position and getting prepared for the big game. It's going to be a really good contest. Both sides got to the top of the premiership table last year. Railways were the top qualifier. Chapman Valley were the second qualifier. Railways got to play in the grand final because they beat Chapman Valley in the preliminary final. Preliminary final, and their history is Railways weren't quite good enough for Brigades. They looked like they were at half time, but Brigades got the job done. Yeah,
history will say that it was a Hawks premiership, Glenn, regardless of how the game went.
Right,
and
exactly.
They certainly would be probably, in my opinion, favourites to go back-to-back this season. Players moving into position now for the start of the season 2026, and it's going to be an exciting one. We believe all teams are pretty even this season, and the players are getting to know each other early and shaking hands and saying welcome to the season as they start the first game. In brilliant sunshine here at the Recreation Ground to call all the action, Mr Football, Glenn Barnton.
Umpire Robert Bennett, one of the Sandra Carr MLC umpires this year, holds the ball aloft. And this first term with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton. Umpire Bennett puts the ball into the air. Chapman will have the best of it through Mikkel Horsman. Whistle on play, and a free kick will go the way of Chapman Valley. And their new captain, the 21-year-old Mitch, gets it over to his teammate running past, Kim Schofield. Mitch Thompson it was, got it to Jaden Schofield. Jaden Schofield kicks it up towards Tyron Papertalk. Papertalk has the ball taken away from him. A Railways player down behind play. Looks to be in a bit of bother. Goes the way to a new player for Railways who's moving the ball well, and Sean Fletcher. Fletcher gets it up towards centre wing. And, of course, we have the new rule now, Peter, when the ball goes out of bounds when it's kicked over the bound. But when it goes over like that in a forced contest, it is just a boundary throw-in like normal.
Interesting. The AFL players can't even work that one out yet. The ball coming in now from centre wing in front of the big grandstand here at the Recreation Ground. Goes away of the new recruit who quickly gets it out by hand. That's the Railway side as they go back toward the boundary again. As you mentioned, Glenda, a big crowd in attendance. They've been thirsty for football this season, and it's taken a long time coming. The AFL has started, the WAFL has started, and now the GNFL. So we're just sport well and truly underway. The ball coming in from the boundary again. Players setting themselves. Both sides keen to atone themselves early in season 2026. The ball goes to ground. Now picked up by Ted Kerr. Gets it away to a teammate in Tunbridge. Up the ground it goes now. Finds the Kyle Hams, who picks it up. Gives it inboard now. And we're going backwards now before going forwards into the back area. Goes away of Shaden Edwards. He gets it out of the defensive 50 for Railways. Along the Francis Street side now. Goes away of Kimberley. Kimberley almost at centre wing. Takes a nice mark. Railways moving it pretty quickly at the moment. Kimberley sends it inboard. A host of players. Up they go. No one can take the mark. The ball spills free, I should say. Kim Schofield first for Chapman Valley to it. He sends it into a host of players again, and it stacks on the mill.
Umpire Theo Bennett will come and throw the ball up on centre wing, Francis Street side of the ground. Ball goes up. Best forward goes Railways through Flynn Dillon. Slaps it to ground. Picked up by a Railways player. Eventually gets the handball out. Umpire said he got it out in time. Ball spills again, goes the way of Michael Horseman. The ruckman for Chapman Valley this afternoon gives it towards Sam Solomon. The ball's turned over, goes the way of Matthew Kimberley. He turns it over because it goes the way of Omadai. Omadai with a short handball goes the way of Thompson. Thompson kicks it in towards half forward, but Railways do best through the fence there, and out goes Jesse Adamini. He throws boot the ball, kicks it about 35 metres high. Ooh. And a Chapman Valley player is tackled high, and the free kick will go the way of Jaden Thompson. Jaden Thompson with the ball on half-back. The reliable defender kicks it forward, but his kick's a poor one on this occasion. Goes out of bounds on the full, and Sam Scully will take the relieving free kick.
Jaden Schofield with the peroxide hair and the purple boots or violet boots this year, Glenn. So trying to get the umpire's attention. I wonder if he will this season. The ball going forward now for Railways, down in front of our broadcast position. Nice mark taken by Damien King. The player is starting to assert himself for Railways in recent years. Not a good kick. Skirts across the ground, bit of a worm burner, goes to ground, pick up by Chapman Valley now. Kim Schofield's first in the race, or is he? Straight through the middle of the ground goes a Railways play. He's quickly collected. The ball goes to ground inside the forward 50 now for Railways, and there will be a ball up. Beautiful sunshine, but the breeze is blowing, favouring the Augusta Street end, as Glenn mentioned. Ball coming out of that pack, goes away of Kimberley. He in turn gets it to Ted Kerr. He shoots on goal, does Kerr, and what's he done? He's put it through the middle, and Railway score the first goal of the afternoon and the season.
So Ted Kerr coming back into the lineup. Ted went away travelling, and he's back, which is good to see. He's a very good player, good sports person, and Ted Kerr finished that one off from 40 metres, and a good start to the Blues, because Chapman Valley going with the breeze in this first term. The breeze seems to be attracting the attention of the city end, but Ted Kerr getting the first runs on the board for the Blues this afternoon. And on the GBSC scoreboard here at Red Dust Holdings Recreation Ground, Railways a 1-goal straight, Chapman Valley yet to score, and we've played 2 minutes in this first term with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton. Ball back in the centre, umpire Robert Bennett puts the ball into the air. The big fellas go at it, and Flynn Dillon gets the best of it, goes the way of Fletcher. He certainly looks like a likely type. There goes Fletcher's kick up towards half forward, finds Jace Price. Jace Price under pressure, gets a handball away, gives it away the way of Kimberley. Kimberley picks up many possessions in a game, puts it on his left boot, goes forward, and a good strong mark taken there by the Chapman Valley defender, and a good mark taken by Dylan Williamson. Williamson with the ball on the half-back flank. Goes back, big kick, up towards centre wing. Looking up there for his coach. Ball carries that player. Goes the way of a Railways player, running hard towards the ball. Doing well is Jordan Williamson. Sees it towards the boundary line, and the ball goes out of bounds. The umpire said no, throw the ball back in, and there'll be a boundary throw in on the outer side of Francis Street here at the Red Dust Holdings Recreation Ground.
Lilac boots, that's the colour that Jaden Schofield has, Glenn. Lilac. In they come now. The ball at centre wing. Up it goes. Players setting themselves. It's knocked down by Railways. There's Jace Price to the Adamini, I should say, at the base of the pack. Gets a handball out once. Misses the first opportunity. Gets it out on the second. Now into the half-forward area it goes for Railways. They're starting to attack a bit more than their opponents at the moment. Other Blues into the half-forward area, but a nice mark taken in defence there by Lane. Lane, will he switch play? No, he goes backwards, straight down the middle, I should say. Nice mark there is taken. The player there in Dylan Williamson, becoming a senior player now. Premiership player with Chapman Valley, but straight down the throat of an opponent. Just inside the centre square. Railways have it again. They send it further afield. Up inside the forward 50. Comes off hands, goes to ground. No one can collect it. The ball goes away of the defenders for Chapman Valley. They're trying to get rid of it like it's a hot potato. Off the boot of the Valley now. Straight down the middle. Kyron Papertalk comes right down the ground. Can't take the mark. Turns around. Puts it onto his boot. Into the half-forward area now. And running onto it as fast as he can is Richard Bartlett. He's going to be first in the race, but he's had to slow down to collect it off the ground. He gets a beautiful handball away to the player there in Jaden Schofield. A great passage of play, and Schofield finishes off with a goal for Chapman Valley.
So the first score on the board for Chapman Valley this afternoon. It took a few minutes for them to get warmed up, but a good bit of passage of play. Started on the half-back line, and the pace there and skill of Richard Bartlett got it over the top of the pack and made something out of nothing, gave it to Jaden Schofield, and he finished it off beautifully. On the scoreboard for GBSC this afternoon, in this first term, with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton, and it's 1 goal apiece, and a pretty good standard of play, Peter, early in the season, yes. And both sides going at it pretty hard.
Yeah, nice frenetic pace, as they say in the classics, Glenn. Jaden Schofield getting a touch early, and that's a good sign for Chapman Valley, isn't it?
Always good. He's a very, very classy player, as we know. Ball back in the centre. Umpire Claire Knight to throw the ball up on this occasion. Time ticking by in this first quarter. And we've seen some 8 minutes of play. And the ball returns to the centre. And umpire Knight will put the ball into the air once again. Flynn Dillon and Michael Horseman. Of course, Flynn, a champion of the competition and very experienced. Michael Horseman, only a youngster, only in his third year of senior footy. And he's doing the ruck knocking today. Goes away. Flynn Dillon gets the best of it. But Michael Horseman recovers well. Gets it forward. Picks out a teammate. That teammate gets a handball forward. That was Dylan Batistessa. Yeah. Kicks it up towards half forward. Ball running free. In goes Richard Bartlett. But the ball goes across the boundary line. There'll be a boundary throw in deep in the right forward pocket between the right point post and the scoreboard, which reads 1 goal apiece here at the Red Dust Holdings Recreation Ground.
That certainly is the status quo here. And Adrenaline O'Malley Game Day is going to head this first quarter brought to you by Community Bank Geraldton, big sponsors, platinum sponsors of the GNFL in season 2026. Welcome aboard. Community Bank, only way of Bartlett now. He spins around, loses possession though, comes out of that pack. Railways do the better. They send it to the outer side. The ball on the Francis Street side now. It goes along that wing, but tweak. Bit of a contest, but Railway still in control. They come inboard. Nice mark. Ted Kerr coming down the ground. Takes a strong mark, does Kerr. Scored the first game of the afternoon and the season. Player slips over. The intended target goes away of the Valley now into the half-forward area. And there's Paper Talk. Takes a nice mark. He's only about 20 to 25 metres out from goal, Glenn, and you're right behind him.
Yes, Jordan Gould did well. Young JJ got the ball up the ground and gives it the way of Tyron Paper Talk, who's trained very hard this summer.
He's looking fit, Glenn.
He's looking very fit indeed. So Tyron Paper Talk playing alongside his younger brother Josh this afternoon as Tyron Paper Talk shoots on goal from 35 metres out, almost directly in front. Tyron gets his first of the afternoon. And on the GBSC scoreboard in this first term, it is Chapman Valley. With the breeze at their back, they have got 2 goals and Railways have 1.
Glenn, it is interesting. We talked about the first off, the last player to come off the ball to come off onto the boundary,
yes,
is able to send it in. That has certainly in the AFL opened the game up a lot. You don't see as many stoppages, and that's certainly the case here this afternoon. Very open game.
It is. It's flowing well. Both sides are pretty skilled. Both sides are fairly fit. So the fitness will be tested as the day goes on. Although it's not a hot day, you can train for 3 months. Early in the season.
It can be 19 degrees and be a hot day, Glenn.
That's right. And people know that they're under the pump. The ball's gone over the back and it's taking some time for it to be recovered. So we probably need another one alongside the bench. And that's coming out now and the umpire's retrieved it.
Good chat you had with umpire Bennett today on Footy Forum, Glenn.
Yeah, it was good. They got some new rules and waiting on a new ball to come out. And this one hopefully is a better one. And
but the way he was talking about it, the rules are new, but really the interpretation's not going to change too much.
Well, like he said, common sense has worked, yeah. And the players, as you say, have come to it. The stand rule is the one that gets people caught.
Yeah.
The umpires want to be really
pedantic,
that, you know, if someone comes within 5 metres, it's a 50-metre penalty, which is a huge penalty. These blokes are battling to know what's going on, let alone where they are. As the ball comes out, goes the way now of Kerr. Kerr kicks it forward and finds Fletcher. Fletcher on the ball, just in front of the broadcast box. Kicks it up, looking there for the big fella, Flynn Dillon. He slips over, goes back towards Mitchell Thompson. He gives it the way of Tommy Walker. Tommy Walker kicks it forward, looking there for Battistessa. Battistessa takes the player on, goes the way of Messina, and in goes the Chapman Valley player, tackled high, and the free kick will go the way of Chapman Valley newcomer and Riley Boys with the ball on centre wing in front of our Radio Mama broadcast box.
Yeah, the former Railways player, Boys, played a lot of Colts footy with Railways. All going back the way of the Blues, though, across the back. It's Tunbridge who has it. Slows down to pick it up to get control, loses possession, though. They still have it, though, the Blues, just slightly in their possession, or do they? The ball goes to ground, players diving on top of it, and the umpire will throw it up again just outside the centre square. Midway through the first term here on Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football. Glad to have your company. Peter Forenza from Glen Barndon calling you all the action. Brendan O'Malley with game day. The ball coming out off the boot now of Kim Schofield into the half-forward area. And it was a nice mark taken by Jaden. He likes to play on pretty quickly and gets it out to a teammate who's all on his lonesome. And Chapman Valley will now have another shot on goal. So Chapman Valley starting to get the upper hand, Glenn, one would think, in the last couple of moments. The now shot on goal is by the captain.
They've got to get value for the breeze while they have it.
Yeah, Mitchell Thompson. He's got the coloured boots too this season, Glenn.
And he started the game very well, hasn't he? Leading. He's one of the fittest players and he was rewarded by giving him the captaincy. So he has got a lot of pressure on the young man.
Jaden Thompson coming in from about 25 to 30 metres. He's on a slight angle. Not much different to Paper Talk earlier. It's a nice kick. It's a straight kick and it's through the middle. And Chapman Valley have the lead in our Brendan O'Malley game day. Yeah,
Mitchell Thompson gets his first goal of the day. So goal scorers to this point. Ted Kerr kicked the first goal for Railways. Then Jaden Schofield kicked one. Tyron Paper Talk has kicked one. And Mitchell Thompson has kicked one. Of course, a very interesting start to the season. This is the only game being played in round one of the GNFL Premiership season for the Community Bank. And a really good game has started. And, of course, Chapman Valley have got the breeze.
Tyron Paper Talk, Glenn, you mentioned Tyron. He's a sportsman of note. He had a good basketball season too, thanks to Rebecca Roofman. She said he had a great season with Stateside in the local basketball competition, one leading point scorer.
And that's right, and that's why his fitness has carried on. And he's come from basketball to football and continues to run hard. Ball comes the way of a Railways player. He's tackled. Good tackle put on him by Richard Bartlett. Richard Bartlett, of course, on loan from Subiaco this afternoon. Subiaco have the bye in the reserves this week because they're playing West Coast tomorrow. In goes Josh Papertalk. Beautiful handball. Ball comes the way of the Chapman Valley player who gets it out quickly in Riley Brown. And Chapman Valley player under pressure there is Sam Solomon. Puts it on his boot, kicks it forward, finds Mitchell Thompson. He plays on quickly, gets it into the forward line, looking there for a player in Papertalk. Papertalk puts it on his left boot, shoots on goal, and he's offline. And he's hit the point post, and the ball will come back in by
Mitchell
a
Thompson
Railways
then,
player.
what did he receive? He wasn't 10 metres, you reckon? Or 15 metres? Because he elected to play him pretty quickly,
I think
didn't
he just played on too quickly, perhaps.
Yeah.
He probably could have smelt the roses a little bit longer. But the ball comes back of Railways. They get the ball inboard. The dangerous kick, but it goes the right way on that occasion. It goes the way of Cody Ditchburn, one of the Blues' new recruits. Ditchburn gets it away, and eventually the ball comes out to the outer side, finds Tunbridge. Tunbridge spills the ball, goes the way now of Schofield. Schofield centres the ball towards the half-forward line and finds a key forward in Tom Waugh. Tom Waugh's worked himself into the GNFL lineup the last couple of years.
When they use the term lace out, that's an example, isn't it?
Well, even I might have marked that one.
I reckon you would have, Glenn.
So Tom Moore with his kick, and he was out on his own, and he's 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle, kicking from the Francis Street side, kicking to the city end.
And a chat to Tommy before the game.
And Tom is in the side to kick goals, but on this occasion he is offline. 1 point only. And on the scoreboard for GBSC this afternoon, Chapman Valley go to 3 goals, 1-19. They lead Railways 1 goal straight.
Jaden Schofield, Bontempelli-esque with that passage of play because he could have played on himself. He had the speed and he could have easily got a goal, but he showed all team then, didn't he?
That's right, and it is a team game, and Jaden is trying to bring his other teammates into the game and make it a contest and lift their confidence. Ball with Railways in defence. Railways Sam Scully kicks it forward, goes over the top of the young Chapman Valley player. Ball comes the way of young Gould. JJ Gould gives it towards Jaden Schofield, and Schofield kicks it again.
He's having a purple patch, isn't he, Schofield?
And he finds Tyron Papertalk, and of course we know Jaden Schofield and his brother Kim train as hard as anyone in the GNFL, and they continue to run hard, and they get the opportunities and they pass them out to their teammates. So
45-degree angle coming from the Francis Street side.
Yeah, a very important kick. Can Chapman Valley get their 4th goal of the afternoon? Tyron Papertalk shooting forward as Kim Jones, one of the greats of Chapman Valley, walks past and says hello. And the ball goes through for a minus score. So Chapman Valley on the scoreboard for GBSC. Chapman Valley 3 goals, 2-20. Railways 1 goal straight, 6.
Chapman Valley getting on top, one would think, as we get to the dying stages of the first term. Out of defence. The Blues under siege somewhat. Nice mark is taken out of defence, this time by Jordan Logie.
50 metre.
And there's the call, the man on the mark call, Glenn.
Yes.
It's come to bear pretty early in this match. And
yeah, you've got to be very switched on.
Jordan Logie will go right into an almost certain goal here, and he'll be only 15 metres out, directly in front. Jordan Logie kicking toward the Augusta Street end. See what he can do. He still wants to come around the man on the mark. The young players, that's what they want to do, don't they?
Jordan Logie.
Yeah, straight through the middle. That's the 4th goal of the afternoon for Chapman Valley, and they do have a handle as we go on to the first break. 4 goals, 2, and they lead Railways just the 1 straight goal. Jordan
Logie is a good story, Peter. You might remember some years ago he won the Colts Ferris and Best, and he's been around for a little while now, but he's certainly a very clever player and well worth a league game, and he's worked hard, like all the players have, over the pre-season to give themselves an opportunity. So as we head towards the time on period, the last, of course, 5 minutes of this first term on Radio Mama and Radio Geraldton, this is your home of GNFL footy on a Saturday afternoon. Make sure you tune in, 2:30. Every Saturday we'll be here, Peter and I, calling all the action of GNFL footy. And next weekend we'll be in Northampton for the Anzac Day special. Ball comes the way of a Railways player. He's tackled. Umpire Theo Bennett said the player had no prior opportunity. And that player is Jace Price. Umpire Bennett puts the ball into the air, goes the way of the big fella in Flynn Dillon. Goes the way of Fletcher. He goes by hand to Messina. Messina goes by hand, gets it out to a teammate there, getting it forward in Kobe Ryan. Kobe Ryan goes out far wide and finds Kerr. Kerr kicks it up the ground looking for Shaden Edwards. And Railway's steady. Railway's Shay Edwards back in the Blues lineup. Kicks it forward and running deep into attack is Flynn Dillon. Flynn Dillon takes a good strong mark and Flynn Dillon will shoot on goal from 30 metres out, directly in front, kicking to the southern end. And
got a breeze in his face with this one, Glenn.
Yeah, but he's a very clever man, as we know, and a good kick. So Flynn Dillon, let's see how he goes. He's very capable. He runs forward. And he's another fit player, of course. He works very hard on his fitness. There goes his kick, does Flynn. And straight through the point post. And looked like better off the boot. The goal umpire is in very good position. And on the GBSC Sports scoreboard, it is 1-1 to 4-2.
Flynn Dillon and Ted Kerr live around the corner from me, Glenn. And legend has it, or facts have it, that they've installed their very own sauna.
Well, they're very popular at the moment, Peter. Everyone's got a sauna. Maybe I need one too. Ball comes the way of the Railways player in Jace Price. Gets a kick away. Looking up there for Tommy. But Tom couldn't mark it. But the Railways player can. That's their first goal, I think, for Grigsby.
Oh, Grigsby, young Grigsby. It was Eli Grigsby. I apologise.
Eli Grigsby. His first goal.
It was a good goal too by the youngster.
Yeah, Eli Grigsby got a very good goal. Beautiful kick. And that's his first goal in league footy. So congratulations to Eli and his family. And a very proud moment for him as he gets his first league goal in GNFL footy. And a good goal it was. So the pressure comes off Railways for a little while. Railways now on the GBSC scoreboard. Still trailing. Chapman Valley are 4 goals 2, 26. Railways are 2 goals 1, 13. As we head towards the first quarter break. Of course, this first term with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton.
The poise of young Eli Grigsby in that passage of play was quite remarkable, Glenn, in his first game. Only 16 to 17 years of age, and he certainly kicked it, though he'd been in the side for a few more seasons, that's for sure. The ball back in the middle, and our players setting themselves. Up goes Flynn Dillon, wins the ruck, but it goes the way of Chapman Valley. Bursting out of the middle now, the Valley straight to the half-forward area. Will they return the favour? Going the way of Paper Talk, but it bounces over him. The defender is quick to collect it up for the Blues. Goes to the sanctuary of the boundary. The ball will be thrown in deep attack once again for Chapman Valley. It's always good when you get a youngster that can just slip straight into the side like that, Glenn.
It is very nice and gives you great enthusiasm. You saw all the players from Railways. They were thrilled to see Eli have some success early on, and that'll do his confidence a world of good. So Chapman Valley player Nat Lane has got the job of looking after him this afternoon, so he'll have a big workout as well, only a youngster as well. Ball to be thrown up by umpire Claire Knight. Time running out in this first term. Chapman Valley sort of had a little bit of a purple patch in the middle stages. Railways were good early and they're going okay at the moment. The ball comes out eventually. Umpire giving it time. Goes the way of Logue. He gets it away of Kim Schofield, kicks it towards full forward, looking for brother Jaden. Ball around, a lot of players around the ball, and umpire says that didn't come out, and will throw the ball up. Just on the edge of the centre of the goal square at the city end of Red Dust Holdings Recreation Ground. Big crowd around the ball. There's no players forward of centre in the southern end. Goes the way of Tyron Papertalk, kicks it a fair bit in the air. Almost a good mark to Schofield. Play on the call, goes the way of Railways. Comes back to Messina. Messina kicks boot to ball, goes out wide, and a good kick at the end finds a player there in Shaden Edwards. Edwards comes inboard and has it again with the Blues. Railways have it on half back. There goes the kick. In goes Josh Papertalk, slaps the ball away, and the ball will be thrown back into play just in front of the Railways coach's box. And Railways happy with the last 3 or 4 minutes of play. They've worked hard.
Yeah, they've answered the challenge and trying to find their way back. Go to the latter stages of this particular quarter. Taking a while to run through those latter stages, one would think. The ball coming out of a pack. There goes away of Kimberley. It's gone quiet as a quarter has developed, though. It was prominent early. Goes away of Ted Kerr. He slaps it down. He's been prominent throughout the quarter. Only as far as his opposite number. Going to ground there is Riley Brown. He's quickly set upon and caught in possession. The ball now is with Messina. Off the side of his boot, though. Doesn't make the boundary. Kept in by Kerr. Kerr does well to work with Messina to keep possession. One would think players quickly given the hip and shoulder. Doesn't like the attention he's getting as he goes toward the boundary. And the ball will be thrown in. Not far from the dugout once again for Railways. Big crowd in attendance, Glenn, and gee, it'd be good if we get crowds like this throughout the season.
Yes, it's, as you say, people are hungry for footy. We're up to about round 6 of the AFL, round 3 of the Waffle, and of course there's no TV free-to-air at the moment with AFL on a Saturday, so it's a good opportunity to come and see some good local footy, and we're lucky enough to have good local players playing, and once again Railways have given away another 50-metre penalty, and Railways...
Oh, this bloke didn't need to have it, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Kimmy Schofield, he's going to go right into the goal square again, Glenn.
Cody Ditchburn was the player that gave it away, and in the end it's 2 50 metres, so Railways have had 3 50 metres against them, and both those times have cost them a goal. The Railways runner was quickly out to Cody Ditchburn and says, this is the way it's umpired up here, so you better pull your head in. Ball goes the way of Kim Schofield, who'll kick from point-blank range, and Chapman Valley get their 5th of the afternoon on the GBSC scoreboard. Quarter number 1 for our very good sponsors, Community Bank Geraldton, and it is Chapman Valley 5 goals to 32. They lead Railways 2-1-13, but Chapman Valley do have a breeze at their back. I'm not too sure what the breeze is. Pretty handy.
Yep.
So they've probably got value for the breeze at the moment, and time running out. We've played almost 23 minutes in this first term.
Well, back in the middle now. Glenn said almost 23 minutes gone in the first quarter here on Drennan O'Malley Game Day. Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football. You got Bennett umpires, Bennett to Bennett. Theo Bennett comes in now to throw the ball up. Up they go. No one gets it, goes straight to ground. Off the boot now of that player in Kim Schofield to Jaden Schofield. Waste no time, puts it inside the forward 50. They can sniff another goal, can Chapman Valley. It goes away of the player there, and Hams, he's unable to collect it. The ball goes to ground again, desperate to keep it in their keeping are the defenders for Railways. And they dive on top of the ball, and the umpire says, give it to me, boys, and we'll throw it up. It is 32 plays 13, so value for effort, you could say. Chapman Valley with the breeze at their back, and this is the first term. Kimmy Schofield off the pack, roves it, puts it onto his boot. It's the half-forward area. He's got 2 to beat, has paper talk, goes to ground, picked up by Chapman Valley. They shoot on goal. It's good to have a shot, but it misses all and sundry.
Pretty ambitious.
Out on the full.
Yeah, the ball goes out of bounds on the full, so the ball will be brought back in, and Railways will have the resultant free kick. It'll go the way of the Railways player with the ball in Riley Evans. Good to see Riley back playing for the Blues this year. So Riley Evans puts it on his left boot, goes out wide, looking out there for the teammate. That teammate couldn't mark the ball, but slaps it forward. Whistle on play, and a free kick's been picked out. A Railways player held while not in possession. Sean Fletcher, he has been lively.
Yeah.
Very competitive player.
Racking up possessions, and this is the first term, that's for sure, Glenn.
There goes Fletcher's kick, goes forward. Railways player misses what he perhaps should have taken and put pressure on him, and the ball was held to him, and umpire Theo Bennett will go and throw the ball up on the outer side, the Francis Street wing. Ball still moving towards Chapman Valley through Kim Schofield, but a good smother there by the Railways opponent. Player has the ball held to him, and umpire Bennett will come and throw it in.
The break, Glenn. They're starting to get a bit scrappy as we get to the quarter-time break.
The standard has been good up until this point, but as you say, they will feel it from here on as the ball comes the way, and ball slapped down by Blake Messina. Pack around the ball. Ball spills out. In goes Jordan Gould. He couldn't pick up the ball. In goes a teammate. Whistle on play. And a free kick will go the way of Railways. Railways player has the ball now in defence. And there goes the kick from Railways through Kobe Ryan. But there's the siren. Quarter time at the football. GNFL round 1. And at quarter time here at Red Dust Holdings Recreation Ground on the GBSC scoreboard, Chapman Valley 5 goals to 32. Leading Railways 2-1-13. And you're tuned to Radio Mama, your home of GNFL football.
Live on Radio Mama, it's your GNFL match of the day. Thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors.
to the sand. It's all we talked about lately. I packed the car, bring your guitar and Jane for smoking. First thing at dawn, you cue the songs and we get going. Home, waited on the porch for you, sat there alone all throughout the morning till I got a hunch down in my gut and snuck around the back. Empty cans and I'll be damned, your shit was never packed. Did your boots stop working? Did your truck break down? Did you burn through money? Did your ex find out? Where there's a will and there's a way, and I'm damn sure you lost it. Didn't even say goodbye, just wish I knew what cost it. Was the whiskey flowing? Were you in a fight? Did the nurse come get you? It's your alibi. I made my way back to LA, and that's where you'll be forgotten. In 40 years, you'll still be here, drunk, washed up in Austin. You had me believing. How many months did you plan on leaving? What happened? Bad habits. You go back, go bashing. I loved you, how tragic. Oh, did your roots stop working? Did your truck break down? Did you burn through money? Did your ex find out? Where there's a will and there's a way, and I'm damn sure you lost it. Didn't even say goodbye, just wish I knew what cost it. Was the whiskey flowing? Were you in a fight? Did the nurse come get you? It's your alibi. I made my way back to LA, and that's where you'll be forgotten. In 40 years, you'll still be here, drunk, washed up in Austin.
Welcome back. It's just the break of quarter time. We're into the second term now. And second term, Chapman Valley 5 goals to 32, Railways 2-1-13. And of course our quarter by quarter summaries with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Kirralie Ward, the member for Geraldton. Looking at the goal scorers, Chapman Valley had 5. Jaden Schofield, Tyrone Papertalk, Mitch Thompson, Jordan Logie and Kim Schofield. Railways 2 goal scorers, Ted Kerr and Ellie Grigsby. And Peter, you're looking after Railways better players. Who'd you like in that first term?
Well, in no particular order, Dylan, Kerr, Edwards and the new inclusion for this season for the Blues and Fletcher.
And looking at Chapman Valley, I thought Mitch Thompson led well. Jaden Schofield was deciding up forward. Jordan Gould gave them plenty of run across the midfield into the forward line. Dylan Williamson working hard in defence. We're about to get this second term underway, and a big day here at Red Dust Holdings Recreation Ground, the opening round of the Community Bank round, and of course this quarter with thanks to Melissa Price, the federal member for Durack, and take 2 of the throw-up, and Claire Knight, the umpire, to put the ball into the air. And our umpires this afternoon with thanks to Sandra Carr, MLC, our umpires Robert Bennett, Claire Knight and Theo Bennett. The ball comes out of the centre, and Flynn Dillon gets a handball away, goes the way of Fletcher. Fletcher with a big kick. Railways have the breeze at their back in this quarter, so they're trying to get the ball there quickly, and they did. Goes the way. A Railways player is tackled, and ball comes out. Gee, players going in pretty hard, and umpire says, no, you had no opportunity to get rid of that. And the player there, Railways, Jordan Williamson, was the ball trying to get the ball away. Ball goes away again to the big man, Flynn Dillon. He's tackled, and the umpire said, give it to me again, I'll throw the ball up. So interesting, Flynn Dillon trying to win the ball out of the ruck and take the ball straight towards goal. Flynn Dillon wins it to ground, goes the way of a Chapman Valley player. Ball tackled, and the player tackled with the ball and once again there'll be a throw up.
Yeah, the breeze seems to have, well, it's a little bit gusty because it almost stopped a moment ago as the breeze is with Railways in this particular quarter, kicked into the Augusta Street end. This quarter brought to you by Melissa Price, the member for Durack, coming out of defence now for the Valley. The umpire grabs it in the middle of the ground, about to throw it up just inside the centre square. Player setting himself, Dylan. It's about rucks all day. Teammate tries to put it onto his boot, but has curtailed his efforts, and they go to ground again. So probably spoke too soon when I was talking about these games being nice, wide and open, because this game really has shut up since the latter stages of the first term. Dylan again. So strong, he pushes himself away from his opponent. Goes away of Kerr. He's clever. He sent it to the outer side, the Francis Street side of the ground. There's Messina. Messina wastes no time getting it to a teammate there. He puts it onto his boot and sends it inboard. The player is Bunter. And Bunter finds a teammate equal to the task. Now that player will have a shot on goal. And it is Jace Price, I think, that has the ball. Elliot Delaney, I think, is it?
Jesse Adamini.
Jesse Adamini. Well, there you go. Silhouette. Beautiful sunshine here at the recreation ground. So Jesse Adamini will have his first shot on goal this afternoon, kicking from about 40 metres when he gets onto this one on a 45-degree angle toward the Augusta Street end. It's going to drop short, or is it? I think it came off the post, and it's recorded as a point.
It might have been Jace Price.
Yeah, I said Jace Price first. Yeah. Yep, it was number 9. So that is, but it's got, I think,
number 5.
Number 5, is it? Jace Price, yeah.
No, it is Jesse Adamini.
Yeah, Jesse Adamini. Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Jesse's lost a bit of weight, I think.
Oh, I don't think you were saying he was fat, were you, Glenn?
Well, he's never fat. no, Jesse's never been fat, I don't think.
The ball to the outer side. Jace is a bit bigger than Jesse, though. Yeah, the ball on the far side, though. Won't worry about the fitness of the players at this stage. As we see this guy in Bunter, he's always fit. He runs all game, wearing the helmet. Bunter just inside the centre square, almost at centre wing on the Francis Street side. It's really slowed down to a stop-start style of game. All coming inboard. There's Kerr again, racking up kicks. In fact, goes away of Jace Price, I should say. Sends it into the half-forward area. Coming down, no player can collect it. Goes away of Chapman Valley, though, to the outer side. They fumble. And they fumble too often, and Railways get possession again and hold it inside their forward 50. So, there's comic of errors at the moment. Comical errors, I should say. The ball going the way of Railways. Messina has it. He decides to send it inboard, but there, the strong arms of that player coming through is Omade, and he takes a nice mark in defence. But the ball come back. It's a free kick. It's been awarded. It's Jace Price who has it. He'll kick it. It's not a big kick. Well, it is a big kick, but it could have been bigger, coming off hands and through for the minor score. So it's a strange passage of play there, Glenn.
Well, like you say, the game has shut up pretty quick. Both sides, whether it's a fatigue thing, but they're certainly tackling and closing the opportunities down very, very quickly. So Chapman Valley have it in defence. Can they get the ball out of that defensive zone? Kick it up. A good mark almost to Chapman Valley. Ball goes the way of Paperdork, slaps it forward, goes back to Fletcher. Fletcher by hand, goes out to another Railways player who's running forward now and kicks it forward. Looking up. Oh, Railways and Chapman Valley player collide. And
could be a free kick to the Railways player here, I think, Glenn. Although they both clashed mid-air, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know. The umpires are calling for the trainers, so the trainers are heading out. So there's a player down for Chapman Valley. Both Chapman Valley and Railways player collided about 35 metres out, just in front of the scoreboard here at the recreation ground.
10 metres into the air.
Yes, they flew. So both players feeling a little bit worse for wear. The Chapman Valley player a little bit worse. He's taken some while to get up, and he's moving now, which is good news. And that player is Jordan Logie. So Jordan Logie in the hands of the trainers. Jordan Logie, he'll come off for a spell. And
it is a Chapman Valley kick, Glenn.
Yes. So Chapman Valley have the free kick. So the Railways player infringed. So it goes the way of Omade. Or in fact, it wasn't Omade. Ball runs back. It was Jaden Thompson. Ball gets forced through for a force behind. So the ball goes through for 1 point only. And on the Adam Hunter Accountant scoreboard, Railways get their first, or they haven't scored a goal in this quarter. They've kicked 3 points. Railways go to 2 goals, 4. They trail Chapman Valley 5 goals, 2.
Coming down to collect it now, down the ground, is Cooper Omade, a player that Glenn thinks will shine in season 2026, getting his bearings in 25. Then he gets it back of a teammate, fumbles it though, goes to ground. It's quickly picked up by the player there in Jace Price, who shoots on goal and scores for Railways off a fumble by Chapman Valley. Railways score in the early stages of the second term and start to even up the scoreboard here on Red Valley Game Day.
Yeah, so that was Jesse Adamini that kicked that goal. So Jesse gets his first of the afternoon. So Jesse Adamini gets his first of the afternoon. We know Jesse's a very capable goal scorer, and he has been around the goals a lot this afternoon, but that's his first of the day. So the ball back in the centre. So on the scoreboard for Adam Hunter, Railways get their first goal of the term, which is a very handy one. Railways are 3 goals for 22. They trail Chapman Valley 5 goals to 32. Ball back in the centre, and time ticking by in this second term with thanks to Melissa Price, the federal member for Durack. And we've played 8 minutes in this second term. So umpire Bennett put the ball back into action. Flynn Dillon to do the rucking against Michael Horseman. Dillon for Railways, Horseman for Chapman Valley. And Horseman gets the best of that one, goes the way of Schofield. He gets it out, looking there for Cody Doran. And Cody Doran has the ball held to him. And umpire Bennett will come and throw the ball up once again. So play has slowed down to some extent, but the players tiring after a pretty frenetic first quarter. Ball back in the centre, goes the way of Flynn Dillon, breaks the tackle. Handball comes back, goes the way of the Railways player who has the ball. He grabs the Chapman Valley player, drags him back in. In goes Doran. He throws boot to ball, kicks it forward, and a good strong mark taken there by the Railways defender. Plays on quickly, gives it away of Williams. The kick wasn't good enough, and the ball goes the way of a Railways player. Got a free kick there, Kobe Ryan.
Kobe Ryan, just not far from our broadcast position for Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football. Ryan sends it down the line. A nice mark is taken by Thompson. Thompson, captain, courageous. He's almost a lead from Schofield. Going to play right in his hammer. Grigsby in turn gets it to a teammate, and that teammate is Adamini, who scored the last goal for the Blues in the middle of the ground. The mark is taken now by the youngster, who takes a good mark on this occasion. He's looking for opportunities up forward, and players are dealt with. I think a free kick's going to be dished out here to Chapman Valley. Goes away Jaden Schofield. So dealt with off the ball, Jaden Schofield. Inside the defensive 50. He hasn't moved since quarter time. He's in the half-forward area, now in the half-back area. The ball goes to ground. Picked up by the Valley. They can get some fluency here and they're away, but curtailed in their efforts. Goes away Batatessa now. Gets it to a teammate there in War. War can't get it to anyone in particular. Goes away Chapman Railways once again into space. Chapman Valley had the ball. ranks is always something special. Well, back in the middle now, and as Glenn said, tightening up here at the recreation ground. It is 32 plays. Is it 28?
Yep.
Okay.
4 points.
4 points in it. Back up they go. It's won by Chapman Valley on this occasion. Goes into space.
Getting the wind knocked out of him. He flew high, almost took a very nice mark, but he couldn't hang on. And
promised love. She'll come and stay the night, and I think I might have it all. And I thank God every day for the girl He sent my way. But I know the things He gives me, He can take away. And I hold you every night, and that's a feeling I wanna get used to. But there's no man as terrified as the man who stands to lose you. Oh, I hope I don't lose you. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please don't take. I found my mind, I'm feeling sane. It's been a while, but I'm finding my faith. If everything's good and it's great, why do I sit and wait till it's gone? Oh, I tell you, I know I've got enough. I've got peace and I've got love. But I'm up and I'm thinking I just might lose it all. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't. I want you, I need you, oh God. I need these beautiful things that I've got. New truck, big lift, old roads, we've been tearing up since way back when. But these wheels are innocent. New hitch, new seats, no hit story, and you just can't fake that. So let's change that, girl. Let's go put some miles on it. Back of the Chevy with the engine running. Just you and me in a truck bed wide like a California king. We could break it in if you know what I mean. Put some miles on it. Back of the Chevy with the engine running. Just you and me in a truck bed wide like a California king. We could break it in if you know what I mean. Put some miles on it. We could break it in if you know what I mean. All night, no brakes, I'll tell, no gate. Ain't gotta try too hard, my baby's push to start. I'll torque, full speed, off-road, on me. 0 to 100 fast, my foot ain't touched the gas. I said, hey baby, slow it down, let's make it last. You said, where's the fun in that? Yeah, let's go put some miles on it. Back of the Chevy with the engine running. Just you and me in a truck bed wide like a California king. We could break it in if you know what I mean. Put some miles on it. We could break it in if you know what I mean. Put some miles on it. We could break it in if you know what I mean. Mile after mile after mile after mile. Turn up the night like that radio dial. Shoulder to shoulder where nobody knows. Know where we're going, we ain't going on. We're putting miles on it. Back of the Chevy with the engine running. Just you and me in a truck bed wide like a California king. We could break it in if you know what I mean. Put some miles on it. Back of the Chevy with the engine running. Just you and me in a truck bed wide like a California king. We could some miles on it. We could break it in if you know what I mean. Put some miles on it. We could break it in if you know what I mean. Put some miles on it.
You're listening to the GNFL Match of the Day, thanks to Kerrily War MLA and the City of Greater Geraldton on Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football.
Good afternoon and welcome back. It's half-time of football. Glen O'Malley Motors Game Day on Radio Mama, Radio Geraldton. We are the home of GNFL footy. Glenn Barden and Peter Forenza at half-time with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton.
And Glenn, sorry to interrupt, but you were saying earlier today on... I think it was either Footy Forum or on part of Sports Shed, how lucky we are to keep our sponsors.
We are, and we've been very lucky, haven't we? Because they continue to front up every year, which is nice to see. So they certainly support local footy, and which is great to see. And they include the City of Greater Geraldton, Kerrily War, the member for Geraldton. And at halftime, looking at our goal scorers, we can tell you that Jaden Schofield's kicked 1 for Chapman Valley, Tyron Papertalk's kicked 2, Mitchell Thompson, Jordan Logie, Kim Schofield and Dylan Batistessa 1 apiece. For Railways, Li Grigsby has kicked 2 and singles to Ted Kerr, Jesse Adamini, Darcy Giltro and Sean Fletcher. Of course, our players are playing as contenders for the Skeeters Restaurant Player of the Day. And Peter, you had a good close look at Railways in the first half. And who did you like?
We're looking at some of the consistent players throughout the first few terms, none other than the newcomer in Fletcher. Glenn, I've been impressed with him. Of course, Fendella never gives up. Adamini has... the cream has risen to the top at this stage. Tunbridge across the back is mopping up pretty well. And I think Kobe Ryan's putting in a good effort.
Okay, others to do well for Chapman Valley. I thought Mitchell Thompson has been good. Jaden Schofield also good. Jordan Gould giving good run. Dylan Williamson in defence. Chapman Valley have the work ahead of them, although they lead at half-time. They led by 19 points at quarter time. They now lead by a lesser margin of 3 points, so the work is ahead of them. In earlier games today, with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton, Kerrily War, the member for Geraldton, we can tell you in the Colts, Chapman Valley, 6 goals, 15, 51, defeated Railways, 6-9, 45. In the reserves, Chapman Valley, 5-5, 35, and they defeated Railways 4-7, 31. And in the women, Chapman Valley 10-6, 66, defeated Railways 1 goal straight 6. Next weekend is round 2 of the big GNFL Premiership season for Community Bank Geraldton. And our broadcast game is at Northampton, a special day across Australia, of course. It is Anzac Day, and Northampton play Towns. That game's at Percher International Oval. Other games next weekend, another big one, Chapman Valley and Brigades at Mazzucchelli Oval out there at Nabawar. And Mullawar take on Rovers at Mullawar. So 3 really good games next weekend of GNFL footy. And we'll be able to bring you all the action on Radio Mama. And as I said at the start of the game, if you tune in to Radio Mama or Radio Geraldton, you can always hear the footy around 2:15 to 2:30. 2:30 for the bounce, 2:15 for the preview. You'll hear all the action every Saturday afternoon, keep you across local footy, and you'll know what's happening at all the grounds. And, of course, you'll be able to hear all the action of broadcast day. Talking of sponsors, Peter, Term 3, with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors.
Yeah, Ron O'Malley and Rachel. And, of course, John was part of the team now. John's retired. He's been over in Europe, I think, for a few months.
Lucky man.
He is. But Drennan O'Malley Motors have been great supporters of this broadcast from the time that we joined forces with Radio Mama, Glenn.
Certainly has. Well, we're about to get this third term underway. We have it as the Drennan O'Malley quarter because it is the Premiership quarter. This is where games are generally won or lost. Let's see how it goes. Our umpires this afternoon, with thanks to Sandra Carr, the MLC. Umpires Rob Bennett, Claire Knight. Theo Bennett puts the ball into the air. Railways player tackled high. The free kick goes that way. Ball comes back, goes the way of Kerr. He gives it out to Adamini. Back to Kerr. Kerr breaks across centre wing now, kicks it forward, and only as far as Jordan Logie. Logie cuts it off on half back for the Valley side. Chapman Valley with the breeze at their back in this third term. Logie kicks it up towards centre wing, looking up there, but he finds Hams. Hams couldn't mark the ball. He claimed it. The umpire said he didn't have enough of it, and the ball will be thrown up, and he throws the ball up, and the two ruckmen go at it. Flynn Dillon and Horseman. Ball goes very close to the boundary line. Ball goes out of play, and the boundary umpire will throw the ball back in. The ball will be thrown in.
You can almost touch the players from here, Glenn.
Yes. Boundary umpire will throw the ball back into play. Players were trying to convince the player that went out, but the ball was well and truly out before it was off the boot. So the boundary umpire puts the ball back into play.
We're going to see a bit of that this season.
We will. And, they're trying to bluff the young umpires because generally they are pretty young. Ball comes the way, and once again a pack develops, and umpire will have to throw the ball up. Umpire Theo Bennett, one of the leading umpires in the GNFL, grand final umpire from last year, gets it away, does Kerr. Kerr goes by hand to Jace Price. Short pass, certainly wouldn't have been 10 metres anyway, or 15 metres. Ball very close to the boundary line, and once again a boundary throw-in. So it's been a tight contest, not much in the way of movement since the bounce down a minute ago.
Not far from a broadcast position for Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football. The ball's tossed up, in it comes, knocked down by Chapman Valley custodian, knocks it to ground. Running onto it now is the player in Riley Brown. Riley Brown from the southwest, you're telling us, Glenn. He's a player of note from that neck of the woods. Good to see some new inclusions in the GNFL. The ball goes inside the centre square. A bit of a disruption. The umpire stops play, throws it up again. Dillon in the thick of things, gets it away now to Jace Price. He's quickly curtailed his efforts, goes away now. That player who sends it forward for Chapman Valley into the half-forward area now. The Valley have the breeze at their back in this term, kicking toward the Augusta Street end. They used it in the first term. Railway certainly used it in the second, so the breeze is certainly a factor this afternoon, affecting the northern or Augusta Street end of the recreation ground. Jaden Schofield was a player that got it inside that passage of, inside that arc a little bit earlier. The ball coming out now. Gee, working hard now. Chapman Valley goes away of this player, and that is Kimmy Schofield. Gee, it was a nice kick off the boot. He did a bit of a roundhouse, looking for that player in paper talk. He couldn't take the mark. The ball spills free, comes off hands and goes through for the minus score.
So a minus score on the scoreboard for GBSC, and the scoreboard goes to 46 Chapman Valley. Railways 42, 4 points the margin in favour of the Royals as Railways bring the ball out. They have it just in front of the Railways club rooms with Ted Kerr, one of their biggest possession gatherers, to another big possession gatherer in Sean Fletcher. Sean Fletcher with the ball on half-back. Sean Fletcher made a very nice debut with Railways this afternoon. Kicks it up towards centre wing. Flynn Dillon was the target. Chapman Valley had three blokes jump across the top and knock the ball away. The ball goes out of bounds. Another boundary throw-in just in front of the Chapman Valley coach's box.
Of course, players vying for the Skeeter's Best on Ground this afternoon, Glenn, thanks to Skeeter's Restaurant and Cafe on the waterfront there.
Ball comes back in, goes the way of Jesse Adamini. Cleverly gets it back towards Sean Fletcher. Fletcher kicks it forward over the top of the Chapman Valley player, picked up by Railways youngster in Darcy Giltro. Giltro kicks it forward. In goes Williamson, slaps it forward, goes only as far as Matt Kimberley, and Kimberley's missed another one, and that's probably one thing that lets Matt Kimberley down is
his finishing, yeah.
His finishing. Like, he gets a lot of the ball.
He probably doesn't back himself enough. He probably could run in a lot closer to the goals a lot of the time as well.
So Matt Kimberley, a good effort, but didn't get the score on the board. It was only relatively close. Ball goes the way of Sam Scully. Short pass goes the way of Kim Schofield. Early stages of this third term, the premiership quarter for Drennan O'Malley Motors. As Schofield gets it up the ground, looking up there for Batistessa.
Kimmy Schofield, the biggest possession getter on the park, is he?
Very close to it, I would think.
Off,
yeah, very much so. Ball now with Hams. Hams has the kick on the Francis Street half-forward line. Kicks it forward, but a good, strong mark taken there by the Chapman Valley big man in Horseman. Horseman takes a good, strong mark.
Courageous, wasn't it?
Back into the pack. Took a good one. Kicks it up the ground, but this time it goes the way of Railways, goes the way of Drew Tunbridge, goes the way of Fletcher. Ball goes the way of Fletcher, who held the ball long enough and was interfered with. Fletcher with the ball now, short pass, kicks into the man on the mark. Railways player gets the ball, spills, goes back towards Fletcher. In goes Fletcher again, does well. Gets it back towards the player there in Flynn Dillon gives it away of Elliot Delaney. Delaney shoots on goal, and Elliot has missed, which is unusual for him. Very good around goals. Elliot Delaney from 30 metres out, directly in front, kicking to the southern end, was offline. So Railways ruining a few missed opportunities now. Railways 6 goals 7. They trail Chapman Valley 7 goals 4 on the scoreboard for GBSC.
The first, second and third attempts made at the ball by Fletcher is impressive, Glenn. The ball coming out of the pack now goes the way of Geordie Williamson. Geordie Williamson straight down the guts. He sends it, but the mark is taken by Horseman again. Horseman will switch play, goes to the outer side, the Francis Street side of the ground.
Nat Lane,
I apologise.
No, I got it wrong the first time. It was
okay.
Nat Lane who took that onmark before, and it was Nat Lane again.
Yes.
He's only a young,
mark,
skinny
yes.
young fella.
He is. That's why you mixed him up, because he's the same build as Horseman.
Jesse Adamani looks like he's in a bit of bother, so that's not good.
That's not good for Railways. The ball on the Francis Street side. About to be thrown in. If you've just joined us, here's Chapman Valley 48 lead. Railways 44.
He does have his leg pretty heavily strapped, I think.
The ball going the way now. That player in Kerr, he gets it to a teammate. He sends it out. In fact, it's Chase Price going to Bunter. Bunter to the outer side, gets it to Kimberley, onto his boot, inside the forward 50. Up they go, but there is again. Thompson puts it on his boot and blazes away, though, straight down the throat of his opponent. Inside the, or just on the outside of the centre square, where Drew Tunbridge has come right down the ground, Glenn. You don't see that in old-day football, but modern-day football, the defenders come all the way down. They push right up, and Tunbridge is one of those. Ted Kerr takes an awkward mark, but a mark's a mark, and he'll have a shot on goal. No, he won't. He sees a short pass, and he's looking for a player who's quickly beaten, but gets it back, and that is that is Flynn Dillon. So nimble, the big fella. It's uncanny as he kicks it off the ground and finds this fella again, and that's Eli Grigsby, in fact. In fact,
Blake
it's Blake Messina. They're the ones who are mixing up this afternoon. Blake Messina. He was going to play on and get it to Fletcher, who's waiting not far from the goal square, but Messina kicking with the breeze coming across, slightly across his face, one would think from the southwesterly direction. It's a nice big kick. Will it make the distance? Yes, it did, but it hits the post, and we record it as a point.
Another wasted opportunity from the Blues. Railways, 6 goals 9, 45. Trail Chapman Valley, 7 goals 4, 46. Railways are peppering away at the goals against the breeze in this quarter. As Chapman Valley bring the ball out, goes the way of Messina, does well. He breaks a tackle now, or does he? He's done a 2-3-60, so eventually comes back towards Kerr. Comes the way of Fletcher. Fletcher throws it on his boot, kicks it forward. Ball running free. In goes Chapman Valley. Can they pick it up? Pack around the ball, and umpire Bennett will come and throw the ball up. Time picking by in this third quarter. Chapman Valley have been playing 7 minutes with the breeze at the back, although there doesn't look to be a lot of breeze at the moment.
No, but I think Railways are doing the right. They keep it in their forward 50, even though they're not scoring. They're stopping Chapman Valley from getting it into theirs. Yeah,
they're doing well. The ball in their forward 50, as Peter mentioned, goes the way of Jaden Thompson for Chapman Valley. Goes out wide looking for MacDonald. He slaps the ball forward. Goes the way of Batistessa. He soccers the ball forward only as far as Sam Scully. Sam Scully kicks the ball forward.
Beautiful
Good
kick,
mark
Sam.
Taken by Sean Fletcher. Fletcher gets a kick forward, but in goes Cooper Omadai. And Cooper Omadai takes a good mark. Cooper Omadai, one of the leading efficient kickers of the ball, but he kicked it straight into the man on the mark, which wasn't too efficient. Goes the way now of Elliot Delaney. And Lucky Elliott is offline, out of bounds on the full, and the ball will be brought back in. So Chapman Valley,
the old days,
a bit of a let-off.
Would have been paying a carton for that one, Glenn.
Yes. Out of a champion, a bit of a bad performance there.
It was a real a brain freeze, wasn't it?
Ball comes back out. A good mark taken by Hams. Hams with the ball. Hams with the ball. And he's been pretty handy this afternoon too. Good young player, a good player into the Blues lineup. Goes the way of a Railways player. Ball slapped away, whistle on play. And umpire Elliot Bennett will come in and throw the ball up once again. So contested ball, 46 plays 45. 1 point ball game in favour of Chapman Valley as Kim Schofield grabs the ball, kicks it up towards the centre of the ground, looking up there for Paper Talk. Tyron Paper Talk has the ball held to him. And once again, Elliot will come in and throw it. In fact, it's Theo, not Elliot. Theo,
Elliot's his brother.
Elliot, yeah.
Elliot's put it on the basketball court.
Yes.
The ball going forward now for Chapman Valley, and he's got it all on his lonesome. Jaden Schofield's going to run into an open goal. He won't waste it. Bang! It's another goal for Chapman Valley.
Yeah, we saw Railways have 3 shots at goal and miss them, and Chapman Valley were able to rebound very quickly. And it's taken them a while to get their first goal of this term. 9 minutes, Railways have put a lot of pressure on, but Jaden Schofield found the ball come out the back.
I talked about, how far all the Railways players were pushing themselves down, including Tunbridge, the famed defender. He was just inside the centre square, all the way down at the southern end. So if the ball did get out of that zone, it was going to be dangerous, and it did, and it proved that it was a dangerous...
And over the back, and Schofield's very quick and very skilled.
Certainly picked up on that, didn't he, and made them pay.
But Railways have been very good. They've had 3 shots on goal. A couple of them really were quite simple ones. They wasted that opportunity. Chapman Valley were able to go straight down at the other end. And how often do we see that? And it's 52-45, so a 7-point margin in favour of Chapman Valley. Still a long way to go in this contest.
And the breeze seems to be blowing. If you look at the shorts of Flynn Dillon, you can see that it is quite gusty.
Still windy out there, yeah.
Pretty gusty, about 3-goal breeze at least, Glenn.
Yeah, we'll have to get that windsock put up, Peter, before we come here again.
We will.
Ball comes back the way of Dillon. Whistle on play. Umpire Bennett will come in and throw the ball up again. So a really good contest for the opening round of the Bendigo Bank GNFL Community League. Rove beautifully by Messina. Goes the way of the player there for Railways. And Kimberley. Kimberley gets a handball away just in the nick of time. In goes the Chapman Valley player. And eventually a pack develops. So good pressure put on Railways there by the Chapman Valley midfield. So the ball thrown up.
Bit of a stalemate here at the moment. If Chapman Valley, can they break the shackles even further? They've got out of jail because Railways having most of the play in the early stages of this, the third quarter, the Premiership quarter, brought to you by Drennan O'Malley Motors. You'll find them on Chapman Road. Been there for a little while. And certainly get a great used car deal from Ron and the team. Ball back with umpire Bennett now. Going the way of Flynn Dillon. He goes all game, that fella. Gets into the half-forward area now. And they send it further afield. Chapman Valley defenders just making sure they keep it in their keeping, or do they? There's my little Giltro there. He's throwing around like a rag doll, but he gets up again. The ball goes to ground, and there'll be a ball up just outside the forward 50 again for Railways. Now, in basketball, they have a stat, Glenn, that it's how much the ball stays in the possession of a side for a certain amount of time. And Railways are certainly up on that stat in this term.
They are, as the ball comes the way of a very hard-working player in Williamson. He gets it away of Jordan Gould. Gould kicks it forward. Kerr gets an awkward ball. Ball comes to ground. Ball spills, goes the way of a player there for the Blues, who kicks it forward. Flynn Dillon using good pace, runs the ball forward, gets a handball away, goes the way of the player there who kicks it forward and finds Ted Kerr. Ted Kerr runs into an open goal, and he shows the rest of the forwards how it's done. And Ted Kerr gets another goal on the board for the Blues. And Ted gets his second of the day. So
and both him and Sam Scally run back to the back line, Glenn.
Yes, so that's how it works these days. But Ted was getting sick of the forwards mucking up. So
he got the first goal of the afternoon, Ted.
Yeah, and he's gone back and kicked another one. So the score very much tight. 1 point the margin. And Chapman Valley 8-4-52.
Bought my ham roll from Chris in the canteen, his mum today too, Glenn.
Oh, very good. Railways 7-9-51 on the GBSC scoreboard here at Red Dust Holdings Recreation Ground. And this round is brought to you by Red Dust Holdings as well. Next weekend, a new sponsor for the round. It will be Sanford Settlements for round 2 of the GNFL Premiership season. Umpire Claire Knight puts the ball into the air. And away we go again. We've played 13 minutes in this third term as Josh Papertalk gets a short pass. Goes the way of Jaden Schofield. Schofield goes out wide. Looking out there for Cody Doran. Doran gets an awkward bounce. In goes Tunbridge. Puts boot to ball. Kicks it up towards the centre wing. Ball slapped away beautifully by Kim Schofield as we saw Ted Kerr running towards a mark, so the ball will be thrown back in.
Teddy Kerr, both ends of the ground. Now he's going to have a rest. Then he's just come through the changing.
Blake Bunter comes back on to replace Ted. Ball to be thrown back in. Grandstand side. Josh Papertalk doing the rucking now. Ball spills. Goes the way of a Chapman Valley player in Riley Brown. Suits it up towards full forward. Looking up there for Tyron Papertalk. He gets a handball out. Railway's defence grab it, go towards goal, but out of bounds on the full. That Railways player under pressure trying to get the ball out.
I was thinking early in the first half, Paper Talk was getting a bit of room, but getting a lot of attention now, Glenn.
Yes, it's going to be interesting to see what happens from here. So Chapman Valley get another opportunity to send the ball forward. Riley Brown is that player. Riley Brown kicks it forward. Oh, a Chapman Valley player went up early. Oh, another player goes up, and there's players flying everywhere. Whistle on play, and the umpire is going to say it's through for a force behind. There was players flying left, right and centre.
Jaden Schofield was one of them.
Yes, they pulled out. He was just about to take a screamer, and I think the player went for a run. The ball goes forward, so a minus score. I don't know if it was a minus score. I don't know. Must have been.
Well, it's 51 plays 52. They haven't recorded it on the scoreboard yet.
No. So the ball comes out. Maybe the player was caught in possession or something. I don't know. Yeah. Ball is with Railways now, and that player is Shaden Edwards. Kicks it up the ground, looking up there, and he finds the big fella in Flynn Dillon, who's taking some good marks around the ground as he does each week.
If I thought that Kimmy Schofield was racking up possessions, this bloke isn't far behind him, or he may have eclipsed him at this stage, Glenn. The ball goes forward from Flynn Dillon, up into the air they go. Over the back of the pack, the mark isn't taken. It's picked up now by Paper Talk Jr. He sends it inboard. Finds this player. This player certainly has made a name for himself. And Richard Bartlett, playing for Subiaco, now on loan to Chapman Valley. He sends it further afield, but the defence for Chapman Valley, I should say Railways, have been holding sway this afternoon. Giltro, not much of him, but he stands tall. Out of the shadows he comes with a bit of a missed kick, but going the way of Shaden Edwards now. Goes away Fletcher, liked his game. He's a good player. He's a tough player. He sends it into the half-forward area, over the back. Going to be picked up and set upon. Player running onto it on this occasion is Riley Evans. But the boundary comes up far too quickly. The ball rolls over. And the deep attack now, once again, for Railways. And I think they're doing a great job holding Chapman Valley in this at this stage of the game.
Yeah, Chapman Valley have had the breeze at their back in this quarter. Chapman Valley have added 1-1. And against the breeze, Railways have kicked 1-3. So it's been a very tight contest.
Oh, it's been a great game.
Ball goes the way of Logie, gets in the way of Richard Bartlett. He feeds a handball out, looking there for a teammate in Boys. Goes the way now of Tom Waugh.
Oh, a bit high.
Tom Waugh is tackled. And
she was unsighted, though.
She was unsighted, unfortunately. And the free kick wasn't paid. The number 10 for Railways thinks he was pretty lucky in Cody Ditchburn. And the ball comes back into play. Goes the way of another Railways player. And caught, but he didn't have prior opportunity. So umpire Claire Knight will come in and throw the ball up. That was Shaden Edwards. Good to see Shaden back in the GNFL after a couple of years away. Ball goes the way of the player there in Schofield. He gets a handball forward, goes back towards Kim Schofield again, sees it towards the boundary line, and the ball goes out of play. There'll be a boundary throw-in just in front of our Radio Mama broadcast box here at Red Dust Holdings Recreation Ground. Great contest, 1 point the margin in favour of Chapman Valley. Chapman Valley 52, Railways 51, and we've played 18 minutes in the premiership quarter for Drennan O'Malley Motors.
The ball coming in now just in front of our broadcast position, goes away of Edwards. He quits at the ground after being tackled, but there's Fletcher, can't get a boot to it. Miskicks it, goes to ground. Picked up now by the custodian for Chapman Valley. Going back the way now of Thompson, the captain. He sends it inboard. It was a directed kick, but didn't meet the intended target, though. Railways mop it up. Scally coming through. Big Scally puts it onto his boot. He sends it to the outer side, the fat side of the ground. Goes into space now, but it's Chapman Valley who are first in the race. The front side of the ground. That player is quickly brought to ground. And that's Nate Lane, I should say. Took a courageous mark only moments ago. The ball going forward for Chapman Valley, though, for Railways, I say. On the outer side, the goal here would be timely. At this stage of the match, Railways still have it. They send it inboard. It's open. Goes away now of Shaden Edwards. He doesn't let his side down. And he kicks a goal for Railways. And a timely goal, as I'd mentioned. And Railways are up and about at the recreation ground.
Yeah, very good goal there from Shaden Edwards. You were just saying how he is playing well, and he finished it off well. So a good bit of play there from Shaden. He gets his first of the afternoon. And another score on the board for Railways, who now take the lead. So Railways, as we head towards three-quarter time, doing it well. And a good goal there to Edwards.
So Chapman Valley will be against the breeze coming home, Glenn, so it's going to be interesting.
It will be. And will Railways be in the box seat, you would think?
Yeah, you would think so at this stage, going on what's happening, but who knows? The ball back in the middle now as players set themselves as we get toward the penultimate stage in this game. The break coming up very, very soon, and then, of course, it's the final quarter in our Drennan O'Malley game day. This quarter brought to you by Drennan O'Malley. Hello to Ron, Rachel and all of the team. Drennan O'Malley and Chapman Road. Players setting themselves or diving on top of each other. Flynn Dillon's had a great game, Glenn. He's started off the season as you'd expect. If there's anything to go by, he's in blue medal form and he's got a few of them. Going to have to make a cabinet just for them. The ball on the far side going the way now of this player. Talking about Fletcher. Fletcher unselfishly gives it away to a teammate. That player is Kimberley. He gets it to Bunter. Bunter, a little bit too short for Kimberley's ball on that occasion. Goes over his head, but into space, though. It's picked up by a player who doesn't waste any time, sends it inboard, and a nice mark now was taken by Shaden Edwards again. So in as many moments, Shaden Edwards will have another shot on goal.
Yes, so Shaden Edwards can stretch the lead. They lead by 5 points now. And a goal now will certainly be very, very handy as we head towards time on in this third quarter. Third term with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors. And Shaden played a few seasons, I think, in the North Midlands in recent times. And coming back to the Great Northern this year to play with his original club, Railways. So Shaden to shoot on goal. He's 20 metres out. He loves goals. Pretty handy basketballer as well. There goes his shot, and that was an awkward shot as well. So breeze must be very, very awkward.
He would have been kicking right into the breeze.
Yeah. So another minus score. So Railways peppering away at the goals.
Chapman Valley let off the hook there, Glenn?
Oh, for sure. There's no doubt about it. We've seen Railways kick a lot of points in this quarter against the breeze.
A lot of the game has been played in the in this half of the ground, isn't it?
It has, as it goes the way of the player there in Horseman. Kicks it up towards centre wing. And a good mark taken there by Sam Scully. Gets it the way of Flynn Dillon. Dillon goes the way of Kimberley. Kimberley feeds it out. And good to see Jesse Adamini back on the ground. He went off like I thought he was finished.
The Railway supporters are too, Glenn.
Yeah. So Jesse's back on the ground. He kicks it in towards the centre of the ground, looking there for Jaden Thompson. Thompson gets a kick forward. And he's picked out a teammate there in Riley Brown. Riley Brown driven into the cricket pitch. He goes on, finds Kim Schofield. Kim Schofield, he's being looked after by Bunter this afternoon.
But he's doing all right, considering.
Goes up the ground, looking there for Jaden Schofield. He couldn't mark it. Railways could rebound, and they do now. Out of defence through Hams. Gets it the way of Adamini. Adamini on centre wing. Kicks it up towards half forward. Looking up there for a teammate. That teammate under pressure was Shaden Edwards. And Shaden couldn't pick up the ball. A pack develops. And time ticking by in this last
It's going to be tough in the next quarter, Glenn, because Chapman Valley will need to really shut Railways down because they'll have a breeze at their back, but that's not the style of game that Chapman Valley normally play. No,
22 minutes gone in this term, so Railways have time for another couple of goals if they can get boot to ball. And Sean Fletcher gets the ball towards the boundary line, and once again the boundary umpire will come and throw the ball in about 35 metres around from the left point post at the southern end of the ground. So the ball to be brought back in. So 58 plays 52. So a 6-point margin in favour of the Blues, who have had a lot more of the ball in this quarter. Goes the way of the player there in Adamini, but he has the ball held. And the siren sounds at three-quarter time of the football, round one of the GNFL Premiership season for the Bendigo Bank and the Community Bank Geraldton. As we look at the scoreboard, it is Railways, 8 goals, 10, 58. They lead Chapman Valley 8-4, 52. A 6-point margin in favour of the Blues. And you're tuned to Radio Mama, your home of GNFL football.
You're listening to the GNFL Match of the Day. Thanks to our sponsors, Melissa Price MP and Grant Russell, Chartered Accountants. On Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football.
Take that pain, pass it down like bottles on the wall. Mama said her dad's to blame, but that's his daddy's fault. Oh, there's no one left to call. You say you've counted down the days till you make your escape, but you're afraid you can outrun what's running through your veins. Oh, you're carrying the weight in the dead of night on that broken road. I won't let you walk alone. Oh, my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline. Oh, we got each other. And if you got tomorrow, then you still got time. Break the chain that left you scarred from where you came into who you are. Oh, my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline. Oh, I won't pretend that I know half the hell you've seen, but that don't mean it's something that you're destined to repeat. Oh, stronger than you think. You know it has to end, but you don't know where to start. You can pack your bags and I'll meet you where you are. Oh, I'll be waiting in the car in the dead of night on that broken road. I won't let you walk alone. Oh, my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline. Oh, we got each other, and if you got tomorrow, then you still got time to break the chain that left you scarred from where you came into who you are. Oh, my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline. Let's go and keep some rage, but don't you forget, God's not done with you yet. It feels like you're losing the war in your head. Just know this isn't the end. Oh, my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline. Oh, we got each other, and if you got tomorrow, then you still got time. To break the chain that left you scarred from where you came into who you are. My brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline. You say I'll never change, just to go around town with some gasoline, just trying to bomb a flame, gonna burn the whole place down.
Live on Radio Mama, it's your GNFL match of the day. Thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors.
Well, good afternoon and welcome. Good to be with you. Radio Mama, Radio Geraldton. We're the home of GNFL footy. Glenn Barden and Peter Forenza bringing you all the action of round one of the Community Bank GNFL Premiership season from Red Dust Holdings Recreation Ground. Three-quarter time, Railways in the box seat. Chapman Valley have the breeze against them in this quarter. Railways have the breeze behind them. And at three-quarter time, Railways 8-10-58 lead Chapman Valley 8 goals 4-52. We're underway in the final term with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants as umpire Bennett puts the ball into the air. The big fellas go at it. Ball comes to the ground, goes the way of Mitch Thompson. Ball picked up beautifully by Jesse Adamini. Kicks it forward and he finds a teammate there, and that teammate is the youngster in Shaden Edwards. Edwards plays on quickly. Railways player is tackled high and ball goes back towards Bunter. Bunter kicks it up towards full forward. Ball very close to the goal square and it goes through for a off hands at 1 point only. So Railways get another score on the board for Adam Hunter, the accountant. And Railways 8-11-59 lead Chapman Valley 8-4-52.
Edwards, Kerr, Tunbridge, Fletcher and Flynn Dillon's having a great game. All good players for Railways in the third term, Glenn.
And all contenders for the Skidders Restaurant Player of the Day. better players for Chapman Valley so far. Kim Schofield, Mitch Thompson, Jaden Schofield, Jordan Gould and Dylan Williamson. Ball with Railways as they go forward again. And a good mark taken there by the Railways big player. And a good mark taken there by Nathan Paletti.
Nathan Paletti will have a shot on goal now. Consolidate the lead that they have going into the three-quarter time break of 6 points. That is Railways. Nathan Paletti looking into the sun, though. The seagulls are here, Glenn, which means that there could be a bit of rain out of the ocean, a bit of weather on its way, as they say in the classics. Seagulls come in. It means something's happening out in the ocean. A nice big kick by Paletti. Goes across the face of goal, though, and through for the minor score. And you always know that because the goal umpire moves away from the centre of the goals. So the scoreboard ticks over just by a point, and it is 60 plays 52.
Okay, so Railways go to 8 goals 12, 8 goals 4, 8 points the margin. Cooper Omadai to bring the ball back in for Chapman Valley. Opening stages of this final term with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants. Ball
Not so
goes
sure
away.
of himself today, Omadai, is he?
No, Tom Walker gets the ball forward. Goes only as far as Railways have the numbers around the ball. Ball comes away of Jace Price. Jace Price gives it to Jesse Adamini. The ball eventually gets to Fletcher, and Fletcher sets sail for home, but he's offline well and truly. And Sean Fletcher gets the ball out of bounds on the full. So Railways have been peppering away. They've certainly had a lot more scoring shots and opportunities. But they haven't been able to quite finish Chapman Valley off yet. But have Chapman Valley got enough petrol in the tank to get a bit further down the line in this contest? Ball goes high in the air. In goes Flynn Dillon. Roved beautifully by Williamson. And Williamson throws boot to ball. And he's kicked a beauty.
No, he hasn't. It's been
off
touched.
hands. So that was a good effort again by young Tom Walker.
He did well.
Yeah, because it was going through, I'm sure. And Tommy Walker ran with it.
Right
on the line. So we've seen that a couple of times from Tom Walker this afternoon. So Jaden Schofield looking for Jaden Thompson looking for some movement. He's gone the other way, but he's picked out a player there in Shaden Edwards.
Not a good person to kick it to in recent times.
No. So Shaden Edwards, who has kicked a goal this afternoon, lining up for his second. He's 40 metres out, or 45 out, on a 45-degree angle, just in front of the scoreboard. So let's see how Shaden goes. He's had a few sighters this afternoon. So Edwards lining up for goal. It'll be a difficult kick, but he is a very good kicker of the ball. There goes his kick. Looks pretty good off the boot, but not good enough. The goal umpire signals 1 point only. And on the scoreboard for Adam Hunter Accountants, we see that Railways go to 8 goals 13. They lead Chapman Valley 8 goals 4, but the margin stretches, and it's a 9-point game here at the recreation
ground. In the
ground.
context of this match, Glenn, it's a reasonable lead, you would think. Ball coming out of defence now. And Chapman Valley spin some magic in the next couple of minutes to regain the ascendancy. They're kicking it straight to the opposition as we see Blake Bunter take an easy mark. Blake Bunter now sends it back to whence it came. Players setting themselves, and it goes off hands and through and over out of bounds. Actually, be thrown in deep attack once again for Railways. So, as you've said, Railways have had a lot of shots on goal compared to their opponents, meaning they've had in their forward 50 nearly twice as often this afternoon. And they continue to do it in this quarter to this point. The ball coming in now, players setting themselves. A player goes up into the air and is dealt with. So a free kick will go the way of the Chapman Valley defender. They need to get it away quickly. But options downfield are few and far between as the player is quickly set upon, loses possession, goes to ground, a bit of a pack develops. The umpire will throw it up again. So avenues forward are dried up a little bit, one would think, for Chapman Valley at this stage. They need to run with the ball. That's what I always say, run with the ball and make some opportunities. As Omade, as I've said, he's been a bit at 6 and 7s this afternoon, a player that promises a lot in our league, but didn't come to play today at this stage anyway. Can you prove me wrong in the final quarter? In this quarter, Glenn, of course, is brought to you by GT Russell Chartered Accountants.
So time ticking by in this term. Railways with the wind at the back have a 10-point margin as Railways get possession again through Bunter. He goes by hand to Kimberley. Kimberley kicks it in towards the forward 50. Ball comes across the ground, ball spills, and Railways can mop it up. The handball goes out. Railways trying to soccer the ball forward. In goes the Chapman Valley player, slaps it forward. Ball comes back. In goes the Railways player. Players certainly going in very, very ruggedly from both sides. There's no doubt about both sides' endeavour this afternoon. But Railways' work rate has been superior. The ball comes the way of Railways now. Ball comes away. Picked up again by a Chapman Valley player in Mitch Thompson. Gets it out. Spills to Railways. Goes the way of Nathan Paletti. He gets boot to ball. There is that man again. He's worth his weight in gold. Tom Walker takes a saving mark right on the goal line again. He kicks it out. Looking out there for the player in Gould. He gets pushed and shoved out of it. And a whistle on play. The ball is out of bounds. And we'll see the ball come back. And
I thought it might be a free kick to the Chapman Valley player there because he was dealt with after he got rid of the ball, but maybe not.
So the boundary umpire will throw the ball in front of the Railways club rooms. And the big fellas go at it. Picked up by Flynn Dallin. Ball smothered off the boot. Comes the way of Jesse Adamini. He goes by hand. Gives it to young Blake Messina. He kicks it forward. Ball slapped. Goes the way now of a Railways player. Tackled. Umpire says you're caught in possession. And that's the new rule, Peter. It's a good one. If you try and break the tackle and you've had prior
you were
opportunity...
talking about that today,
You're gone, yeah. Which is good, I think.
Yeah, I think
As
so.
the ball goes the way of Jaden Schofield. Kicks it up the ground. Picks out a teammate there. And the ball is on centre wing.
Because this is where they see a lot of slowing down of the game and those stoppages happening, and we don't like them, do we, Glenn?
No, the ball goes up towards the centre wing position. Railways in best position. Handball comes out, goes the way of Hams. He's caught in possession. Umpire says play on, and the ball will be thrown up on centre wing.
A lot of conductors in the crowd here today.
Yeah, maybe they should start umpiring because there's lots of them who know how to do it. Ball throws up, and it comes the way of Railways. And Flynn Dillon is that player, kicks it back, goes the way of Schofield. Schofield's got a good player to beat, slaps it forward. Railways putting pressure on. Ball goes the way of the Blues again. In goes Adamini. He's tackled. In goes Railways again, and it's Eli again. Eli Grigsby gets his third of the afternoon, and it's been hard work for Railways, but Eli has been outstanding. He gets the third goal of the afternoon for the Blues.
I think cementing the biggest lead of the match, Glenn.
Yeah, clearly a good effort and a good goal there to Eli, but Railways have been peppering away. It had to come. The dam wall had to break because they were shooting on goal quite regularly. So on the scoreboard for Adam Hunter, the accountant, it is Railways, 9-14-68. They lead Chapman Valley 8 goals, 452. So it's some 23 scoring shots to 12. So Railways really have dominated the forward 50, just haven't been able to get the score on the board.
And it is interesting, though, because if you look at the match up until this point, Chapman Valley have had the lead more often.
Exactly, yeah.
So
the importance of being efficient around goal. Yeah, Chapman Valley under pressure now. Ball back in the centre. Well done by Horseman. Goes the way now of Riley Brown. Brown gets it over to a teammate in Sam Solomon. He's tackled. Ball is held to him. And we'll see the ball thrown up on the backward side of the square. Umpire Bennett, one of the three umpires this afternoon for Sandra Carr, MLC, the GNFL umpires, Robert Bennett, Claire Knight and Theo Bennett. As the ball comes out, goes the way of Railways now through Messina. He goes by hand to Jesse Adamini. Adamini goes by hand to Hams. Hams, a left foot kick, goes the way of the player there in Kimberley, but the ball spills on the rebound now. In goes the kick from Kim Schofield. Gives it to Jaden Schofield.
Come at the moment.
Jaden Schofield shoots forward, and Jaden Schofield gets a very important goal for Chapman Valley. And that's Jaden Schofield's third of the afternoon. And Jaden Schofield coming out of defence to kick that goal and showing his teammates how it's done.
Do we call that he's done a day cost, Glenn?
He does. He said, look, I'm sick of watching from the other end. I'll go down and show you how it's done.
Sort it out.
But it's interesting because Eli's playing on him. So
yes,
it was interesting that he had to follow down. And that time, Jaden said, Eli, that's how you do it.
Yeah, I'll show you, son.
Yeah, so a good little bit of play.
You might be having a good day out, but you're not going to have it all your way.
No, you've got to keep up with me if you're going the other way. So good stuff. And both players playing well. But Eli kicked the first and Jaden kicked the second.
Eli, I remember his first game playing on one of the greats in the GNFL, Jaden Schofield, that's for sure. Ball back in the middle now. Umpire sends it into the air and Flynn Dillon. He's rucked well all day today, but it's Paper Talk who comes out of the pack first. Gets it into space. I think a couple of players there raffling as the ball spills free. So Chapman Valley have it. Yeah, they got advantage paid. Straight down the middle of the ground. This little dynamo sends it into the forward 50. Chapman Valley could do something here, but no, ricochets back into space. It's Messina who'll run onto it first. Messina, he's a clever player, thinks about it. A chip kick inboard, finds Dylan. Dylan can't take the mark, but does well to collect it strongly. He fends off a defender. Handball to Fletcher. Fletcher straight down the middle. Can he get a goal here? Goes into space and it's fisted through. We'll go through for the minor score. But that Fletcher, he only has a radar that says, where are the goals?
And on the Adam Hunter scoreboard, we can see it is 9 goals 15 to 9 goals 4. So a very good 11-point margin in favour of the Blues. Ball with Kim Schofield, who's been outstanding for Chapman Valley this afternoon, gets a short pass up the ground looking for Nat Lane. Nat Lane, been a very good debut for the young man.
It has.
Gets a short pass back towards Kim Schofield. Schofield marks. Handball goes the way of Jaden Schofield. Jaden Schofield gets a kick forward up towards half forward, looking there for Tyron Papertalk. He couldn't mark the ball. Goes the way of Bartlett. He feeds it out to Brown. Brown kicks it forward, looking up there for another youngster. In lane again, ball comes back towards Sam Scully, feeds it out to Sean Fletcher, and Fletcher says, grab the ball, mate, and I'm going to run. He's had 3 bounces, gets the ball off centre wing, kicks it towards half forward, and finds the youngster in young Darcy Giltro with the ball, 50 metres out from goal. Giltro kicks it towards full forward, looking up there for King. King gets boot to ball, but not in time. And a good tackle put on him by the Chapman Valley defender.
Good desperation there by the defence of Chapman Valley.
Taken by a good tackle put on him by Cody Doran. Cody Doran plays on, short pass, looking for Jordan Logie. Logie has the ball in the back pocket, goes towards the sanctuary of the boundary line, or he's looking for a teammate, in fact. And the ball goes out of bounds. The Chapman Valley player was tackled high. So Chapman Valley got the free kick in the back pocket.
Time ticking away here at Adrenaline Mallee Game Day. This quarter brought to you by GT Russell Chartered Accountants. Chapman Valley trying to break the shackles here this afternoon. Railways getting on top in the early stages, late stages of the third quarter, and have continued to hold that lead. 69 plays 58, 11-point lead to the Blues as they kick it to the outer side or just outside the centre square on the Francis Street side. Goes away with Chapman Valley now. Can they think about what they're doing here and set something up? But being ruffled, defenders are being ruffled by the defence for Railways, but into space now. It goes the way of this player, and that is Thompson. He sends it further afield and finds Jordan Gould, the youngster. Not a great kick, but he finds a player that is Papertalk. He's quickly brought to ground. Papertalk is caught in possession. The umpire says a free kick will go the way of the defender, and the defender is Messina. Messina goes laterally now. Finds a teammate there in Hams. Hams down the line. In turn, he finds Kobe Ryan. Ryan inboard and finds Sam Skelly. Liked his game this afternoon. Solid Skelly.
Always is, yeah.
He is. In defence, he sends it down the broadcast wing. And it's a free kick to Schofield. I haven't seen him get so many free kicks in a row, this boy. The boy goes inboard now. Schofield to Schofield. Yeah. And he gets it away to a teammate now. That teammate is Schofield to Schofield to Schofield. No, it goes now to Bartlett. Bartlett can do some magic here and finish it off, but he's curtailed in his efforts. He sends it inboard now, goes away of an opponent. He puts it into space, and it wasn't a good pass on that occasion. Finds Dylan Batatessa, but he's set upon, and Railways have the ball again.
Ball comes the way of Darcy Giltro, and Darcy Giltro was interfered with, so Darcy gets the free kick in the centre of the ground for the Blues as Railways go deep into attack again. Looking up there, they find Jesse Adamini, and Adamini has marked. And Adamini is 45 metres out, directly in front. Jesse has kicked one this afternoon, been a very good player again for the Blues. So Jesse Adamini, 45 metres out, directly in front, shooting on goal. We saw him come off the ground in the third quarter. I thought it might have been something serious, but he was able to come straight back on, and it's good to see him running the game out. So Jesse Adamini shooting on his second, and this will probably be the game-winning goal. If he kicks it, there goes the kick. Looks pretty good. And another goal to Jesse Adamini. Railways get their 10th of the afternoon on the Adam Hunter scoreboard. Railways go to 10 goals, 15, which is 74. They lead Chapman Valley 9-4, 58. And
I think it's about 17 points now, Glenn.
Yeah, so a big goal there from
So
Jesse
Chapman Valley
Adamini.
need 3 unanswered goals.
So
to,
very good
get
goal
back
there
in
to
front.
Jesse Adamini. And time is ticking by too because we have now played some 15
Interesting
minutes.
how he did come off there. Maybe he had a horse running in the quokka.
He wanted to just go and watch it, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon. I reckon.
Because I didn't think, I think he's not going to come back, but he came back and he's kicked another goal. So Jesse Adamini has kicked 2 now.
Talk about, a player can have a lot of possessions, but if a player only has possessions and the good possessions, then that weighs out all the possessions anyway.
Anyone else gets, that's
exactly.
right.
And that's what Adamini does. He makes
he's a quality,
Yeah, his possessions are quality.
He uses the ball very well. So the ball back in the centre. So it's been a very entertaining first round, hasn't it, Peter?
Oh, yeah.
Only one game this afternoon, but 2 quality sides, both qualified first and second last year. And there's nothing to say that they may not be around the place again. They look like they've got enough to put something together as the year unfolds. But Railway's in the box seat. Oh, that would have to be a free kick down the line. And that is a bad one.
I missed it, but Glenn, if you want to
just
repeat what you saw
it, yeah. Dylan Williamson a bit late again, and a free kick down the ground.
Was gathered late. It's Williamson that copped it.
He's got a red card. So the umpire has pulled out a red card. So the ball up the ground. So a red card. And
Jordan Williamson.
Yeah. So the ball goes the way up the field, and Tom Waugh will have the free kick. And Tom Waugh is 35 metres out from goal.
Okay, the crowd getting involved this afternoon, but yes, that was something that was just didn't fit this game this afternoon, Glenn.
Yeah, we were saying the game's played in very good spirits. There has been a couple of incidents where there's been a few...
Maybe just more untidy than any malice in that, I suppose.
As the ball goes forward...
It's only a point.
Minus score. So Chapman Valley go to 9 goals, 5, 59. They trail Railways, 10-15, 75. And the ball goes across the face of goal. And the umpires say, no, it's got to be kicking it again.
Footy Forum's Butchered Saturday today. I did want to bring it up again. I know you only touched on it, but we did open up the discussion a little bit more this afternoon on maybe just a window might be open for a country week side for the GNFL.
Yeah, well, Radio Mama will be broadcasting the games from country week this year again, whether it be the Colts or whether they do send a senior side. We'll have to see what happens in the weeks to come. But, yeah, there is still an opportunity for a senior side to go and play in Division 2. And I guess the GNFL will make that decision in the near future as the ball comes up the ground. Almost a good mark there to Jaden Schofield, who's played pretty well again this afternoon. I don't know whether he played on or he
wasn't paid the mark. That was a bloody good mark.
I think they must have thought he didn't hang on to it for long enough.
Oh, jeez.
So the ball to be thrown up by umpire Theo Bennett. Must congratulate the umpires this afternoon.
They've made the game the entertainment that it is, Glenn.
Yes, Sandra Carr umpires. Of course, Sandra Carr for MLC is part of the radio broadcast team at Radio Mama.
Of course, Sandra has a football pedigree in the Kennedy family, Glenn.
For sure. A lot of her relations and her dad were very fine footballers. Ball comes the way of Mitchell Thompson. He gets it out away of Jaden Thompson. He gets it away of Jordan Gould. But the boundary line comes into play, and the boundary umpire will throw the ball back into play. And I think young Mick Horseman's had a good workout today. He learnt a fair bit playing on Flynn Dillon.
Oh, you would, wouldn't you?
He gets it down. A player there for Chapman Valley, and Riley Brown has the ball held. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Umpire Theo Bennett. Time ticking by in this final quarter with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants. And we've played almost 18 minutes in this final term.
Yeah, running out of time for Chapman Valley. They need to kick 3 straight goals, unanswered straight goals, that is, to win this match this afternoon. Scally, he's made sure they can't in defence. Rocker Gibraltar kicks to the outer side for Railways. Into space on the fat side of the ground. It's Chapman Valley first in the race, and the player is quickly brought to ground, and there'll be a ball up. So, start of the season has certainly
and this has been a better quality game than you'd expect first up, to be quite honest. Both sides very good fitness.
Oh, those first 2 quarters, Glenn, were electric.
Yeah.
The ball going forward now for Railways, but there he is. Schofield doesn't give up. Schofield to Schofield. Like cracker to cracker in the classics. They sent to the outer side. There he is, Bartlett. I'd like to have him every week, Glenn, but you won't. Goes back the way now of Schofield. He tries to get it down the ground, looking for
that new player into the lineup in Sam Boyce. He's unable to do anything with the ball, but it goes further afield now, and it's Papertook who takes the mark.
You've got to realise
for
Railways are a
Chapman
man
Valley.
down too.
They are. They're only playing with 17 players at the moment, and Papertook sends it in the corridor into space, but it's Railways who are first in the race. And the Railways defenders, this bloke, the king of defenders in Tunbridge, make sure that the ball stays in the keeping of the Blues' defence. Paletti, he too is a solid defender over many years for the Blues. Sends it down to this player. He's probably might be going to Skeeters again, this bloke, Glenn, because he's had another great game. He's won most of the ruck taps all day and around the ground. But
of course, Daniel Borgono is not playing for Chapman Valley today.
No, the ball goes away now. Eli Grigsby. Great debut by the youngster. Of course, the grandson of the great Kevin Grigsby. If you remember Kevin playing for Railways in the halcyon days when they used to have some great games against the Rover Football Club. And Kevin was certainly a player of note with Railways and a great clubman too. And Kevin used to pencil for the Clune Medal, Glenn.
He did, yes.
Yeah, he used to, when they used to do it manually, right up on the board, the votes as they were called out. So he's got a bit of pedigree, has young Eli.
Well, he also used to do some penciling for the bookies out at the Utakara Raceway, out at the Utakara racetrack.
He did.
And of course, the Gold Cup tomorrow will be a big day. Beautiful weather for it. And I think everyone will be looking forward to a big crowd out there at the Geraldton Gold Cup.
Two Railways players ran into each other there, Glenn, and they're a little bit worse for wear. I think the sun was in their eyes. As you can see, the shadows beginning to grow here at the recreation ground. The ball in the middle of the ground now. Now, what can Chapman Valley take away from this game, Glenn? A very young side for the Valley out there today, isn't it?
It is. I think Railways, of course, coming off a grand final loss, have played very, very well. Chapman Valley have been patchy, but they've been okay. And I think there's enough green shoots, as they say, to see a lot of promise in these young players.
I think there's a little bit more than that. You know, they certainly have still got a solid base of talent. And the youngsters are working hard. On a great mark taken in the forward pocket there by Bartlett, and he'll have a shot on goal.
And Daniel Borgono would give them an opportunity to match Flynn Dillon in the ruck too, of course.
Certainly, that's for sure.
And I know Railways have got some good players out too. Mitch Boyle is not playing today. Mitch
I don't know how many games he'll play this year, Mitch, but he's looking to pay his $150, which will make him a life member of the Railway Football Club.
Mitch would certainly be a nice player to have in your side at any time. He's a clever player, we know. As the ball goes through for a minus score. So Chapman Valley go to 9 goals, 6, which is 60. They trail Railways 10-15, 75. A 15-point margin in favour of the Blues. We're into time on in this last quarter with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants.
Saw the other team sitting back this weekend, Glenn, but they'll all have to get out on the park next week. And
you would think it'd be an advantage to both Railways and Chapman Valley that they've had a workout.
Exactly.
Chapman Valley play next weekend. They play Brigades. And Railways have the bye, so they're not going to be gain a lot. But you would think Chapman Valley
going into the bye with a win would be all right.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, for sure. And they've got a few sore players, I would think. But Chapman Valley, they would be thinking this is a good warm up. They play the reigning Premier Brigades out at Nabwa next weekend, which will be a very big game. And of course, our broadcast game for Drill and O'Malley next weekend is up at Northampton.
I was excited to see Towns this year. Northampton too, but Towns have been over the last couple of years building a bit of a dynasty, I think.
Yeah, they are, and I look forward. It'll be interesting to see young Gus Hebley and Rex Hebley play against the club they played for last year. But there's the siren, full time at the football here at Red Dust Holdings Recreation Ground. A great start to the GNFL Premiership season. A very entertaining game of football. And Railways have got the 4 premiership points. And Railways, 10 goals, 15, 75, have defeated Chapman Valley, 9 goals, 6, 60. So a good win to the Blues. And you're tuned to Radio Mama, your home of GNFL football.
You're listening to the GNFL Match of the Day, thanks to Sandra Carr MLC and Skeeter's Restaurant and Cafe, open all day, every day, on Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football.